The Disney World hotels definitely have their appeal, but there's no denying the fact that they cost a small fortune to stay at. If you've never done a Disney trip before, you might be wondering whether staying at a Disney hotel is absolutely essential. What are the perks of staying on property and what are you missing out on if you stay in a non-Disney hotel or villa instead? If you're a bit overwhelmed with all the information you've read online, I've combined everything you need to know about whether or not it's better to stay in a Disney hotel. So first of all, let's answer the all-important question. What exactly do Disney hotels have to offer? Well, the obvious perk of staying in a Disney hotel is that you're inside the Disney bubble from the moment you check in. Disney hotels come in 3 price categories: value, moderate and deluxe. While they have different price tags and transportation options, they all offer immersive theming to some extent, with many offering an extension of the park experience with character dining, official Disney stores and the chance to interact with Disney cast members everywhere you go. Plus, all Disney hotels come with early park entry, which lets you enter the parks 30 minutes before everyone else. That might only sound like a small advantage, but if you want to make the most of your trip, it'll help you get on popular rides without the long waits. Deluxe hotels go one step further with extended evening hours at certain parks, giving you more time in the parks with fewer people around. Transport is another of the biggest benefits of staying on site. Disney's buses, boats, monorail and Skyliner gondolas connect the hotels to most of the parks, so you don't need to worry about hiring a car or paying for parking. The transport isn't always the fastest, especially at busy times, but having everything taken care of for you is still super convenient. And then we have the immersive atmosphere, which is one of the reasons why so many people prefer to stay at the Disney hotels. The theming extends beyond the rooms to the pools, restaurants, and even the music playing around the resort. If you're someone who wants to feel like you're still at Disney, even when you're not in the park, staying on site will keep that magic going. The Disney bubble also adds a sense of security, with everything designed to be easy and family friendly, and staff on hand to help with any problems. If you're traveling with young kids or even solo traveling, or you're just a bit nervous about visiting somewhere so big, staying in a Disney hotel feels super safe and convenient. Not forgetting another huge perk of Disney hotels, which is that Disney sometimes offers free dining plans to on-property guests as part of its UK holiday packages. This can be a big selling point for staying on site, especially if you're traveling as a family. The dining plans aren't always the best value if you're paying for them outright, but when they're included as part of a package, they can often help the higher hotel price feel more worthwhile. Disney's dining plans give you credits to use at a whole host of restaurants and cafes throughout the hotels and parks, with different plans depending on your hotel category. They take a lot of the hassle out of budgeting for food, and having everything paid for upfront makes the whole trip feel more like an all-inclusive holiday. And finally, the location of Disney hotels is one of their biggest selling points. No matter where you'll stay, you'll never be more than 20 minutes or so away from any of the parks. And being so close to all the action can save a huge amount of time, especially if you're trying to rope drop your favourite rides or you're planning to stay for the fireworks. Even the hotels further away are still closer than most off-site options, and Disney's transport system makes getting around super easy. But with all these benefits in mind, there are still a few downsides to staying on site in a Disney hotel. The main one being price. I don't think anyone will be surprised to hear that you'll almost always pay more to stay on site than you would for a similar standard of hotel anywhere else in Orlando. Yes, you could go for a value hotel if you want the cheapest option, but even this will feel expensive compared to all those off-site alternatives, especially during peak times. What you're paying for is convenience. Being able to get to the parks quickly, take breaks during the day, and not worry about driving or parking makes a difference. But whether it's worth the extra cost for you depends on how much you value that convenience. If you're planning to spend every day at Disney World, you might feel like the extra cost is more justified. But if you're splitting your time between Disney and other attractions like Universal, staying off-site could make more sense. Another setback of Disney hotels is that unless you can really afford to splash out on a suite, your room's going to be a bit smaller and less spacious than what you'd get if you stayed off-site at a hotel or villa. Plus, many off-site hotels still run shuttle services to the parks, and staying in a villa gives you the chance to self-cater, which can save a lot of money on food. And that leads us to the question we all want to know the answer to, which is which option is better for first-timers? If it's your first visit to Disney World, then my personal recommendation is to stay on site. Not only does this make everything easier, but you'll also be doing Disney the proper way. And I think it's important to go all out and get the full immersive experience on your first trip. When you stay on property, you'll be able to spend less time worrying about logistics and more time enjoying the parks. But with that said, if keeping costs down is the only way you can afford to enjoy your holiday, or you're planning a longer trip, then staying off-site isn't going to ruin the magic for you. Actually, a lot of people prefer to stay off-site because they have more flexibility and can make their budget go further. So it all comes down to what matters to you most: convenience, atmosphere, or budget. If you're looking for the easiest, most immersive Disney experience, staying on site will of course make the whole trip feel more special. But if you're happy to trade a bit of convenience for more space or lower cost, staying off site could give you better value. Whichever option you choose, make sure to do plenty of research to find the best option for your trip. And if you're looking for expert help and advice on how to book your dream Disney holiday, then feel free to reach out to us at the House of Travel. We're a UK-based travel agency that specialises in Disney World holidays, and we've helped customers just like you curate their dream trip to Disney, and we can do the same for you. Simply follow the link below this video to see how we can help. And if you've enjoyed this video on whether to stay in a Disney hotel or not, then this next video here will explain how many days you should do at each Disney park.